During this lockdown, families are staying together mostly. As families, are there ways for us to be more productive, especially for students who are going to school? I've come with 4 very important suggestions by adopting which we could be proud of ourselves that we stayed out time really productively. My first suggestion is regarding regular family meeting. Second, goal-oriented routine. Third, if there are online classes going on offered by schools, how to make best out of it. And fourth, irrespective of whether there are online synchronous classes, via asynchronous online class, how you could make this time a wonderful time ahead. Talking about my first suggestion, which is regular family time, let me tell you this. We might be talking a lot among our family members, but are we doing it professionally? Which would mean, for example, when we go to office for work or to do our business, in order to make plans, in order to update ourselves, in order to solve an issue, or in order to divide responsibilities amongst ourselves, we do professional meetings. We could do exactly similar kinds of meetings at home as well. Let me tell you how. Let me make it very definite for you. Every morning at 8 or whatever time you have your breakfast, and in the evening after your dinner, you could have very organized meeting. When you sit for the meeting, all the family members, grandfather, grandmother, whoever is there, son, daughter-in-law, brothers, sisters, nephews, nieces, if it's a joint family, otherwise grandson, granddaughter, whoever is there, we sit together in a circle and start talking about check-in, which is your feeling. You share your feeling one by one. Nobody preaching all the time. 1 to 2 minutes, everybody goes one circle. Once you talk about feelings, next would be, there is so much work at home. So how can one support in accomplishing these works? Work as in cooking food, doing the dishes, washing clothes, hanging them up, drying after they have dried, bringing them back, putting them in the right places, doing the bed, cleaning your entire house or rooms, if there are pets, taking care of them, if there is any elderly or very small kids, taking care of them. There are lots of tasks at home. So how could each member support in accomplishing these tasks can be a major agenda of that regular meeting. Third, if there are people like students or some other professionals who got to work other than household work, how could the rest of the family members support them so that they could be freer and they could concentrate on their work, could also be a very important agenda. And especially when you sit for the meeting in the evening, there could always be a review of how the day went, and start with appreciating people who really worked or tried to work rather than criticizing who's not worked. And if there is anybody who's only promised but not really given anything, support that person, why that person is not able to work the way the person had promised. So that was my first suggestion. My second suggestion is about making your timetable goal-oriented, especially when at home there are kids. There is a common tendency of having a routine, but are these whatever timetables goal-oriented? You could have goals first. What goals do you have? Do you have a goal as to learning 5 different dishes, how to cook? Or do you want to finish 3 to 5 books? Or do you want to, especially for a student, improve your handwriting or do better at mathematics? You're specifically weak in geometry, for example, so you will raise your understanding in geometry or whatever. You could have these goals and then adapt the routine to help meet these goals. And this also can be a regular part of discussion in the family meeting. My third suggestion relates to making best out of online synchronous classes if your school is offering it. Be Being in an online synchronous class is not just standing or sitting in front of the screen. That is not enough. The student has got to come prepared mentally, physically, and in all possible ways. Suppose according to the timetable, the class is supposed to start at 10 a.m. Before 10 minutes to 10 a.m., the student has got to be really ready with proper appearance, maybe the uniform of the school if that is there, so that you feel serious about it and you fully participate during these online sessions. You come with your book copy, whatever would normally be there if it was a normal school day, your stationery required, come with questions, come with curiosity. It not only helps you to make most out of that online class, but it also contributes to the learning community. The teacher also feels, wow, encouraged and would like to give more. And finally, my fourth suggestion for you is, irrespective of whether you have online class or not, if online class, there must be some homework. If not, then you must have seen some really useful resources online. Again, go there with a lot of passion to get it. And once you've read something, watched something interesting on the video or on the media, don't overload yourself with more and more and more and more and more information, feeding one after another all the time. No, take some rest. Let the information sink in. Give some time for your brain to process that information and make an effort to recall that information. For example, if yesterday you watched a video on YouTube about how to cook some special dish, don't jump to go to that link again. Try to remember what was said, what were the ingredients you would be required to make that dish. What was the recipe? What was the start? Try to pressurize your brain and try to remember. It is very important for your brain to stay active and not remain lazy. Otherwise, we always need hint and revision. That's never a good idea to make our brain healthy and active. So with these 4 tips that I have suggested, I hope that you could definitely use them for your benefit, so that when the lockdown gets over, when life starts normalizing, you will be proud of yourself, saying, yes, I did these and now I'm not the same person. The context was different, but I didn't let the context control me. I had my passion, I had my goal. I am better as in family, I'm better as a person, I've learned much. This is the way you could pat yourself on your back and be proud of yourself. Give a best shot.